Good morning, Donald, Tin-Chang, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank particularly the Chinachem group for inviting me to share with you all today about the government's efforts in providing or in planning the loving metropolis and Chau artificial islands to become a sustainable and livable city. Now, to set my presentation on this important matter in a public context, I'd like to briefly talk about the spatial development strategy for Hong Kong first. Now, a very important document promulgated by the Development Bureau and the Planning Department in October 2021, which is the Hong Kong 2030 Plus, which set out the territorial spatial development strategy for Hong Kong beyond 2030. Now, with assessments on the overall demand and supply of land over a 30-year period from 2019 to 2048. Now, in a nutshell, the strategy represents the government's commitment to responding to the housing and social needs while capitalizing the economic development opportunities brought by the National 14th Five-Year Plan 14五規劃 and the outline development plans for the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area 粵港澳大灣區發展規劃綱要 which expressly support Hong Kong in enhancing our status as an international financial center and the positioning of Hong Kong development into an international center for innovation and technology. Now, the spatial framework shows a close-knit network of two metropolises shown on this slide. Now, namely the Harbour Metropolis at the south and the Loving Metropolis at the north. Now, for the Harbour Metropolis, the developments for the Chau artificial islands will provide the needed development space for enhancing our financial and commercial services and status. Whereas for the Loving Metropolis, given its closeness to Shenzhen's core metropolitan core and IT base, it can deepen the cooperation between Shenzhen and Hong Kong for developing Hong Kong into an international INT center and become Hong Kong's new engine for economic development. Now, for the Chau artificial islands in the Harbour Metropolis, it involves the creations of artificial islands of about 1,000 hectares by reclamation in the waters between Hong Kong Island and the Lantau, for comprehensive planning of livable and sustainable communities and the development of a new Central Business District 3 of about 100 hectares. Now, the entire artificial islands will accommodate about 190,000 to 210,000 residential flats for about 500,000 to 550,000 people, and providing, at the same time, some 270,000 job opportunities. As for the Loving Metropolis, it covers an area of about 30,000 hectares, which is around 1/3 of Hong Kong's total. Now, it encompasses the Yunnan and the Love districts covering existing new towns in Yunnan, Tin Shui Wai, Fanlan, and Shanshui, etc., and various new development areas at different planning and development stages, as well as their neighboring areas. Now, the entire Loving Metropolis will provide over 500,000 new residential flats, and upon full development can accommodate a total population of 2.5 million and create some 500,000 new jobs. Now, just about 2 weeks ago, the government announced the Loving Metropolis Action Agenda, setting out the development positioning of four major zones in it and the features of their future development. Now, the government aspired to create vibrant, livable, and sustainable communities in these two major development projects for our next generations. Now, in order to achieve our vision and goal, we have adopted a set of sustainable development strategies, now including sustainable planning and urban design strategy, a comprehensive smart, green, and resilient city strategy, and a proactive conservation and urban-rural integration strategy in planning these two metropolises. Now, on the sustainable planning and urban design, we have attached much importance to adopting the blue-green network concept for development of our communities. Now, for the Chau artificial islands, the overall planning of the project comprises 3 islands, which forms a Y-shaped channel separating the islands. Now, these blue-green water corridors serve multiple purposes. First, it is needed to effectively minimize the impact of reclamation on water quality and marine ecology by maintaining sufficient water flow velocity in the waters nearby. Second, it avoids the direct impact of the artificial islands on the hard coral communities with ecological values along the shorelines of existing islands. Last but not least, the corridors thus formed will provide residents of the islands a more enjoyable water environment. Now, on the artificial islands, a comprehensive blue-green network comprising water bodies and green spaces will be planned to provide not just for serving its drainage function, but more importantly, provides a variety of recreation and sports opportunities for people living and working on the islands, which can also help create a diverse range of flora and fauna habitats to enhance biodiversity. Now, CDD also endeavors to create a more sustainable living environment on the artificial islands through the provision of eco shorelines for enhancing marine biodiversity while serving its coastal protection function. Now, the underlying principle is to incorporate ecological concepts into the design of the artificial shorelines. Now, they include enhanced seawall panels and ecological armoring units that provide an uneven and rough surface for allowing organic matters and algae to attach and grow. Now, some of them can also retain seawater during low tides, which can prevent marine species from dying from dehydration due to long exposure to the sun. Now, we have just finished a study of the eco shorelines in Dongchong. Now, the screen here shows our trial sites. Very, very encouraging results have been observed, as reflected by the rich colony of marine species attracted to it. Now, not only the Chau artificial islands projects. Now, in the planning of the Northern Metropolis, different blue-green networks will be formed. For example, the Sunqing teleport, we are planned to revitalize 2 existing drainage channels and convert them into comprehensive blue-green networks. Now, the planning adopts the ecological urbanism concept. Now, large open spaces and riverside communities will be created. River revitalization is a key recreation node for the Sunqing teleport. It creates a riverine experience for commuters by seamlessly integrating drainage channels with public open spaces. It will also enhance flood resilience, contribute natural and recreation opportunities, and more importantly, enhance biodiversity through the creation of a diverse range of habitats, such as water bodies, intertidal zones, forests, greenlands, etc. Now, the blue-green networks will provide habitats to forest the ecological variety in the communities. Now I would like to briefly introduce the smart, green, and resilient cities strategy that we have adopted, which are applicable to both the Chau artificial islands and the Loving Metropolis. Now, first of all, we adopt a 15-minute neighborhood concept for the planning of the living communities. Each community will have a green mass transit station at the center, with other public transport stations, daily shopping and dining facilities, community facilities, open spaces, etc., within 15 minutes reach, either by walking or cycling. Now, the SGR strategy will also cover a whole array of integrated initiatives and measures, including the sponge city design comprising sustainable urban drainage system, such as porous pavements, bioswale, retention tanks, etc. Now, the sponge city design could enhance our resilience against intense rainfall and alleviate flooding risks. Also, we will put in place a comprehensive network of renewable energy facilities, in particular solar energy panels, to harvest clean energy to support the city operation. District cooling system to provide chilled water from its central source to serve multiple buildings will also be in place to optimize the use of energy resources. The desalination plant will be built as part of the government's strategy to enhance the resilience of water supply in Hong Kong to combat the impact of climate change. We will construct food waste and sewage sludge co-digestion facilities. They are the municipal infrastructure of our new generation community for handling our waste in an environmentally friendly manner. Now, extensive common utility tunnels will be constructed to house various underground utilities. Now, these common utility tunnels will effectively avoid public disturbance and the associated energy consumption and waste generation arising from road excavation for laying and maintenance of underground utilities. Now, we will also develop smart mobility in our new communities to enable low-carbon commuting. The measures include comprehensive pedestrians and cycle track networks to allow residents to travel by healthy modes, such as walking or cycling from their homes to different destinations to obtain various necessities within 50 minutes. Extensive supporting facilities for electric and other new energy vehicles will also be developed. Now, our third sustainable development strategy is proactive conservation and urban-rural integration. And this is more specifically applicable to the context of the Loving Metropolis. Now, as we all know, the Loving Metropolis has rich cultural and natural resources. Now, in particular, the Maple the Inner Deep Bay has been listed as a wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. Now, this wetland has extensive intertidal mudflats backed by mangroves, tidal stream ponds, fish ponds, and riverbed, serving as an important overwintering and resting site for migratory birds during their migrations. Now, the Hong Kong AFCD, Agricultural, Fisheries and Conservation Department, has commissioned a strategic study on development of a wetland conservation park system with a view to enhancing the environmental capacity of the Loving Metropolis. At present, some parts of this area has been gradually degrading over the years or subjected to threat by unauthorized developments. The Loving Metropolis will provide the opportunity for us to enhance the environmental capacity of these areas through proactive conservation and restoration. Now, lastly, I would like to talk about the government's efforts in pursuing the urban-rural integration. using the Shenqing teleport as an example to illustrate. Now, as the backbone of the second economic engine of Hong Kong, the Shenqing teleport will be developed into a complete INT ecosystem. Now, through providing sufficient INT land, attracting talents, and pooling various INT enterprises. Now, situated between two very distinct natural features and landforms, our aspiration is to make the Shenqing teleport becoming a landmark showcasing the integration between urban, rural, and indeed nature as well. Now, featuring the low-lying plains of wetlands to the north and the scenic lateral hills and mountains to the south, which are intermixed with traditional villages and declared monuments in the center. Now, the integration between these features is the key planning consideration of the Shenqing teleport in order to create an innovative, livable, and positive community synergized with the natural environment. Now, to achieve the goal of urban-rural nature integration, the key planning principles for the Shenqing teleport are, first, we will maintain the existing ecological capital, such as eco-trees, bird flight paths, wetlands, and woodland habitats. Second, we will provide continuous landscape for habitat creation and natural activities to benefit both human and ecological systems, as well as the connectivity with cultural heritages. Third, we will provide green linkages for not only people, but also wildlife to promote circulation among urban, rural, and nature. Now, our vision is to create a vibrant teleport with balanced green spaces and nature encounter, maximizing climate resilience and biodiversity potential, which does not exist in the congested urban area in our current days. Now, different measures will be developed to achieve such an urban-rural nature integration. Measures like eco-corridors or eco-interface will be put in place. It serves as a buffer between the ecologically sensitive wetland areas and the proposed new development areas to minimize human disturbance to natural habitats and to enhance biodiversity. Robust connection to various resources will also be provided. Now, connectors in the form of footways or cycle tracks will be provided to improve the external connectivity between the existing rural villages and the comprehensively planned GIC facilities in the Shenqing teleport. Now, those connectors will also serve as rural trail to respect the cultural heritage resources, which will add diversity, cultural diversity to the Shenqing teleport. The connectors will also be provided to existing hiking trails to utilize the mountain as a backdrop to promote nature and healthier lifestyle of the Shenqing community. Ladies and gentlemen, taking forward the development of the Chau artificial islands and the Northern Metropolis is definitely fraught with many challenges, but at the same time, provide great opportunities for us to realize our overarching planning vision to make Hong Kong a more livable, competitive, and sustainable city for people to live, work, and play. I'm looking forward to joining hands with you all here today in our journey to make this vision happen. Thank you very much.